What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another amazing and impactful episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we live our best life through the lens.
I don't even know what to do.
You gotta switch up the hands every now and again. I'm Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and as usual, I have with me the slightly confused.
I'm so used to it. I'm like, hey, Iron Man.
The Iron Man, the Iron Woman herself.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, wonderful people. I have a little British accent there going. My name is Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd, and happy to be here on a Saturday, relaxing
Chilling.
Saturday evening. It's 5. That's
it's 5 o'clock. It's evening, right? We're about to get into it. We did an interview, I think last week, with someone from Cambridge. I don't know if maybe that's where the accent's starting to spill over a little bit.
It's like a little trigger. Like it's always in there. And I don't know if we
we did say it. Go ahead. Tell the story real quick.
Well, freshman year of college, where we met, for like 3 solid months, we talked with a British dialect, and we had people fooled. Because, I mean, you're meeting a lot of people for the first time. So, and there's people from around the world. So it's a very believable thing. But long story short, our dialects, accents, whatever you want to call them, are on point. Because we really had people believing that I was from Cambridge.
Yes, and I was from Bedford. That is correct. Shout out to Harry Potter. But speaking of the story, today's topic on the podcast is love and business. We really want to love and business goes together like and witness.
You're the freestyler. Come on.
I'm not the freestyler. Markel's a freestyler. I am the writer, the poet, the griot. But anyway, let's get back on track. We're talking about love and business today. Kind of perfect time because it is tax season. We'll definitely talk about how business saved our taxes in a second. But there are some key financial and also, I think, relationship benefits to starting a business. And we want to kind of go through what we think those benefits are, a little, some things we've learned along the way, a few struggles, a few lessons, all that good stuff. And hopefully you're able to share this with your partner, with other people you know that are together trying to start businesses and all that good stuff. Queen, are you ready? Ready? All right, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Don't do that to him. Oh, wait, welcome back, y'all. Huh? That has nothing to do with love and business. That's just all love right there.
This is Exhibit A.
But starting off, all right, Queen, and we can kind of do it back and forth if you like, but what are some, in your opinion, some of the benefits of starting a business? Why would someone want to start a business with their partner?
Well, one of the reasons is that you have a business, you have something that you can pass down to your children, if you decide to have some. So that's really cool because, you know, one of the things that we've talked about on several podcasts, and we even talked about with Star
Melantone.
No, sorry, it was the finance episode. When we talked about generational wealth. And that's something that we talk about: generational wealth. We talk about generational health, right? We want all of these things that we want to pass down to our children to make sure that all of this knowledge, all of this wealth, and all of these things that we're doing in our lives don't just stop here. Because otherwise you have to keep starting over every generation, and that can get tiring. So we want to make sure that we are building building an empire that we can pass down to our children. One of the reasons for that being that if they can, if they so choose, hopefully they choose to, continue this.
Let me rewind you here right now.
We have differing opinions on this.
There is not going to be any type of option. Our kids are going to work for the business at some point. Now, yes. I'm very open with literally whatever they love to do. If it's writing, if it's film, if it's dancing, if it's hair, whatever they want to do, we can find a way to lump that into what the business does. But it doesn't make sense. If you love fashion, why would you go work for Nike when we have a fashion company? Like, if you love health, why would you go work for 24-hour fitness when we're going to have a gym? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You should work for the family.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
cool. Benefit no. Oh, go ahead. You keep going.
No, I was just gonna say it provides them a little bit more kind of freedom to. I mean, ironically,
Mm,
but long story short, they don't have to take the traditional route of in order to survive, I need to, right after high school, I need to go to college. Right after college, I need to go get a 9 to 5 and be drowning in student loan debt. Like
right.
the same struggles that we're kind of dealing with. We don't want our kids to also have to deal with those. So if they have this business that can fund their business ideas, that can, really be a place for them to creatively create, that will, give them just a little bit more, I think, freedom to actually do what they want rather
Mm.
than doing what they have to.
Love it, love it. So generational wealth, generational health is definitely. I don't know if these ones that we're giving are in order, but
They're
that's
not.
definitely top three.
I wouldn't start with that.
Yeah, all good. If you have your own motivations for why you want to start a business, go ahead and drop those in the comments, whether you're watching this live or you're catching it on the replay. The next one that I think, I mean, again, it's fresh because we're in tax season.
Mm-hmm.
But them tax deductions,
Mm-hmm.
them tax deductions
Bills,
are
yeah.
on another level. If you don't know, the amazing country that we do live in is built around business ownership, real estate ownership. So the more that it's kind of an unfortunate situation, but once you know the game and you know how to tippy toe and dance with it, it can benefit you. So if you know the game is set up to give businesses deductions, to give property owners deductions, landowner deductions, asset owners deductions, you need to be participating in that game,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have a 9 to 5. So we started Trail Forever in 2016. So we've been able to get business tax deductions since 2016. Even though, honestly, the money wasn't rolling in until maybe 2019,
Yeah.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
So for those 2 years, although our income wasn't up, we were still able to take down the computer that I still use today, tax deduction, some mileage, tax deduction, our websites, tax deduction, some of our traveling, even back in 2016 and 17, we were able to take all of those deductions, even though our company wasn't making money yet. We were building a brand, it was all in good faith. Now, if you don't make any money for 3 years, the IRS will be like, this is a hobby, this is not a business.
Right.
We're not going to do this anymore. But for our only first 2 years, we were struggling. And then by the third year, you know what I'm saying? We hit a lick. Did a thing. Boom. But I believe we have a graphic showing some of the reasons why you want to, go ahead and start your business. Again, one of them is being able to pass down assets
Mm-hmm.
to the next generation. Definitely about that generational health, generational wealth. Step number 2 is the tax deductions that you're able to take advantage of. And then last but not least, and we can dive into the tax deduction since we're here. All right. So we are in our home office right now. We were blessed to be able to own the house. And when you have a home office and you own the home, you're able to deduct the square footage. I was about to say square root for, but you can deduct the square footage of your house in ratio of how much your mortgage is. Right. So if your mortgage is just random numbers, $1,000 per month, and your office is 10% of your square footage, you can now write off $100 per month. All right. So that was very basic numbers, but you can see how it can go up, how it can go down. Let's bring that list back so I can keep on going specifically there. I appreciate my amazing Jair in the background. Much love. Travel. So we did the under construction retreat where we had our friends, Daniel, Megan, Denzel, Big Vern, who else? TC, the family. So we went up to Lake Tahoe, did a nice little retreat up there, had some daily kind of like manifestations and affirmations and workshops. Daniel led some workouts. The queen was chefing it up as usual.
Know your role.
So all of those things were definitely things that we do as a TH4 brand. It was all around health, all around building wealth. So that was, we were able to write that off as a TH4 under construction retreat, which is dope because the idea came from the podcast. Like we literally, you can go back. We were live brainstorming. We're like,
literally, I think he even says like, this is a live brainstorm. What do you think if we? And then we actually did it. So it's pretty cool.
Fire. Next, conferences. So we've been to like the 1% conference with ET, thinking about doing Phenomenal Life with ET and other kind of professional game changers. I did the Extreme Teachers, so you can
Solo Creator
Pro, all of these professional development opportunities that for sure help us as a business, but also some of them are fun. So it's a good win-win situation. That can also be a business expense. Business meals, right? So after we do this podcast, we're going to debrief about the podcast, how it went, what we can do better, what we do really well, and all that's going to be over a nice business meal.
Sushi.
It's going to be sushi for sure. She was on the fence about sushi. I'm glad I got her over here. So long story short, jump on over. Long story short, these are just a few of the tax deductions. Definitely work with your tax professional to, get the right ones, and not giving too much details. But this was the first year that we outsourced our taxes.
Thank goodness.
Since
no offense.
Yeah, no, I'll take that. Since 2016 or since college, I've been doing my taxes. I don't know when I started doing yours.
I think when we got married.
Yeah, so since like 2009. No, I did it before that.
Think so?
I definitely
got engaged.
Know. Yeah, I definitely know I was like, doing your taxes before that.
Got a tax guy for life.
But usually do the taxes, do TurboTax, go through it, claim some deductions, and we've been doing fairly well, But this year, we've been blessed. The board games been doing good. Other things have been bringing in some revenue. So I was like, I'm kind of nervous. Let's go ahead and hire somebody. I don't want this type of responsibility. So we hired him, and at first, right, without the deductions, we were about to owe a pretty significant amount, right? Before business deduction, just based on income, it wasn't about to look too good for your family over here.
No, it wasn't.
But
I mean, we would have been fine, but we weren't planning for that.
No, not at all. But it's House of Taxes. Shout out to House of Taxes on Instagram. Shout out to Jason. Much love. Good brother right there. But through working with him, we were able to drastically reduce how much we owe. And now we're even going to get a little bit back. So it's like, what?
Right.
And y'all know I don't even cuss, but when he gave me the number, I was like, oh yeah, I got a little bit slipped out. I'm not going to lie, because I was just so excited. So long story short, one of the great reasons why you want to start a business is for the tax deductions. You're paying income tax, federal tax, state tax on your 9-to-5 income. But if you start a business, you can literally lower the amount of taxes that you pay through your 9-to-5 job because of the business deductions over here. Okay.
And to be honest, you're going to be, whether you are you have two options in this society, in this country. You can either be a consumer or you can be a producer. And so you're going to be involved in this business game and this tax game at one way or another. So you might as well be on the producing side so that you can reap some of those benefits.
Completely agree. And it's kind of ironic that in our board game, Black Wall Street, the board game, you either use a business or you own a business. Was that on purpose? Yes. I'll answer that for you right now. Yes, it was. And then the last one, Queen, I don't know if you want to highlight the last, at least in our perspective, one of the last benefits of starting a business with your queen, with your king, with your partner.
What is the last one?
So the last one is you get to learn a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably the most important.
You get to learn a little bit about how you operate, but also how your partner operates and how y'all communicate. So the queen was laughing. Go ahead and share maybe.
You just get to learn your partner on a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like being your wife is very, very different than being your business partner. And it's probably like that for most relationships. I don't want to speak. I'll speak for just ours. I don't know for any others, but it's just a different dynamic. It's a different level of accountability, and it honestly can be sometimes difficult to separate that line. That's part of the challenge. But yeah, you just get to learn, like, when you're under pressure, like being under a business stress, like, we got these masterpiece games, we got them coming, we got to, and that's just, it's a different level of pressure that you have to now navigate with your partner. Like, okay, how does this person react under stress? And you need to kind of manage that. And so yeah, just it just allows you to really see a different side of your partner. And so I feel like for a lot of couples who have the typical 9 to 5s, you go to work, you spend most of your day away from your partner, but you may be a kind of a different person when you're at work, and you don't even always get to know your partner and how they are at work or how they are in that mode. So I think it's cool to be able to see you. Like, I'm pretty sure I know how you are, in your work meetings, because I work with you. Right?
How am I?
I mean, you don't change too much. You're pretty much the same.
No new tricks. That's what you're telling me.
It's like you're the same, but I have to act differently. It's weird. But long story short, it does allow you to learn them in a different light.
And how are you at work versus how you are in TH4 business or in the marriage?
So I feel like I generally am a more of an introverted person. Now, I am good at, reading a room. I am good at adapting my personality for others, or even just for me to feel comfortable in a space. But for business, I tend to be more in the uncomfortable spaces, in terms of I tend to be more not aggressive, but like more forthcoming with my opinion, more out there, more making my stance known if I feel that I'm not saying right, but if I feel that whatever I'm trying to say will benefit the team or benefit the business, then I will push to make sure that at least my opinion is heard, so that it is considered. To whereas I might not always do that in the personal sense, because it's like, if it, because I really got to weigh, like, is it worth it? That's a lot of energy for me to expend to, being an introvert. It's a lot of energy for me to expend to do that. So it has to be worth it. So most of the times for a business thing, it's like, oh no, it's worth it because we're trying to do this, or we're trying to do that. On the personal side, it's like, you know what, you can choose what we have for dinner. It's really not that serious for me, because the energy that it's going to take, to fight you on that is not worth it. Gotcha. So that's kind of one of the differences.
And is it the same for work? Like work, you're not really tripping off of fighting or getting your point heard. Whereas if it work for your personal business, you're like, oh no, y'all got to hear this opinion. But at the 9 to 5, it's like, you know what? If y'all don't want to listen, oh, that's how you gonna do me.
That's how you gonna do me.
Okay. Yeah,
it's a little bit like that. When I know that my name is on it, and whatever the outcome is, I'm gonna push a little bit harder. Because it's like, at the end of the day, if this doesn't go right, they're going to be coming to me. Like, if I'm going to get a knock on my door, then I'm going to make sure that my opinion is heard. But yeah, if it's like, you know what, this is not even my wheelhouse. I don't think this is the right decision, but I'm not going to push too hard. Y'all got it.
Gotcha. Good to know. All right. So those are our top 3 reasons why we feel every couple should for sure start a business. Reason number 1,
have something to pass down to your kids.
Generation, something to pass down for sure. Reason number 2 are the tax deductions, y'all. The fact that you can live a dope life, you can travel, you can do retreats, you can buy technology, all with the name, honestly, of your business is a great thing. So definitely take advantage of the tax deductions. And last but not least, probably the most important is what, Queen?
To learn about each other in a different light, in a different sense.
There it is. Cute voice too. I appreciate that.
And I just want to put an underlying thing. Everything we're saying, we're like, start a legit business that is actually going to put something positive in the world.
Right.
We're not saying this just so you can get a tax break or you can get more money. No. Like, we're not for that. We started this as we had a mission, right? And all of these things are added benefits, but I just wanted to throw that in there so that nobody's thinking like, okay, yeah, let's start that business.
We got you, TH4.
Right. Like, no, actually go start it.
Big facts. Okay, switching gears a little bit and going through maybe some lessons that we've learned in our 5 year journey.
Wow.
And crazy, I don't know what I forgot what exact stat is, but it's like most businesses that start don't make it to 5 years, right?
Mm.
Most of those small businesses, we up in here, don't make it to 5 years. So sorry, we clapped a little bit ahead of time because our LLC was started October. I feel like we didn't start until like October 20 because it was after we graduated.
I mean, we're gonna make it though.
We're gonna make it. I'm just saying we got to do another hand clap
In
towards the end of the
5 months, for
year
sure.
for sure. But let's go through some lessons that we've learned along the way, tips that we have for other couples out there trying to build their $1 billion, $1 trillion empire to pass down to their kids. These are some things that we learned.
Can we hit the graphic?
Yeah, let's do it. But number one, you want to start? You want me to start?
You can start.
I can
I
start.
feel like the first one's your will.
Yes. I think this is the most important piece. 100%. If you don't do anything else in starting a business with your amazing partner, do this thing for me 3 times an hour. And that is communicate. You got to do
Yes.
it. All right. So this is communicating like, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? This is communicating when you have business meetings. Like, I love the fact that we have a shared calendar and it's like, boom, you see all the business meetings. I see your business meetings. It's easy. What else communication wise? Oh, if you're feeling like there's a task that needs to be done, communicate. Okay, I need this task done. I need it done this time. This is ideally how I would like it to be done. All those things are very important. And possibly the most important piece that I struggle with, that I think we're going to get into in the next thing that the queen can talk about, is communicating the expectations of time. Right, making sure that both you and the partner know how much time we're putting into this, when are we going to be stopping working, when's the cutoff, all of that good stuff. But communication, I feel like is key. It's top tier.
And I feel like also communicating when the plan doesn't go as it should. Like, you got to make sure you communicate those. Or if you're feeling some type of way, about the plan or about your action item, whatever it is, communicate that as well. I just think it's literally with everything. Communication.
Let's do it. Communicate to the people. Number two.
Identify your strengths and define your roles. This is also all of these are really important. But that one is really important because otherwise you're just kind of doing stuff and you're not being the most efficient. And you could also, the reason why I say you're not going to be the most efficient is, at the end of the day, like, I'm more of a detail-oriented person, so it makes more sense for me to do the more detail-oriented tasks. If I were to give them to him, I'm not saying they won't get done, but will I have to double, triple check it? Will it may have some flaws? Yes, because that's not his specialty. He's a go-getter. Let me just get it done type of thing, which is not always the right mindset to be with something that's detail-oriented, right? So we know that about each other because we've done personality assessments, we've done love language, and we've just learned each other, from by now. So I think it is really important to take, if you want to take like the DISC assessment, social styles. I always like to pub that one because you can find that free online. You type in social styles assessment, you can find a little PDF that you can fill out. You answer like 20 questions and then it'll give you a score. That's a good one to do as well. So just to see on the little spectrum or on the axis, where do you fall? Where does your partner fall? Hopefully you fall in different quadrants. And the reason why that's important is because you want to have different strengths. If you're the same person, not that that's bad, you can still make that work because now you can do double duty. But I think it's optimal to have a partner who is different than you and has different strengths, because now you have all of them covered, or at least you have more of them covered. So if I'm more the analytical, he's more the expressive. Now we got the detail oriented and we got the we got the aggressive, we got the inspirational, we got the people person. So yeah, we balance each other a lot. So I think it's important to, one, identify your strengths and use that to assign your roles. Like, okay, knowing that you are the people person, reaching out to people, setting, partnerships, that's usually his wheelhouse. Like you mentioned, travel, any type of trips, that's me, because that's a very detail oriented thing. We've literally ended up at different airports before when I left it up to him.
Hey, why you gotta tell my business, bro? Hey.
Because that's like the ideal story there are 2 Dallas airports, in case you didn't know. I gave this man the exact flight to book. He decided not to. He booked it on his own, and we ended up at different airports. The one that I was at was closing. Long story short, gets me mad every time I say it. Okay. But I do travel logistics now because, again, it's detail oriented. It's this time and place, and especially if we're going to foreign countries, you got to know certain things. I take that. I like researching that type of thing. So again, you identify your strengths, use that to assign your roles so that you can be the ultimate powerhouse.
Love it. Love it. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about love and business, reasons why you want to start a business with your amazing king, queen, or partner, and also some things that we've learned along the way. Feel free to drop your comments or in the live chat or watch it on the replay and drop your comments there as well. Yeah, I feel like that's crucial.
Yeah.
I feel like, and we kind of already did a round robin. But I feel like it's very, very important to find your lane, and you can deviate a little bit into maybe other things that aren't being done. But I feel like at least for us, I like the separation on Devon. Travel stuff, don't do it.
Don't.
And
I mean, you are doing it for fun now.
Right. I'm doing it for fun to do a surprise trip for the queen, which is very stressful. This will be my last trip that I'm doing. I'm doing all types of details and my brain is just overwhelmed. So I'm just like, not anymore. But I said I was going to do it. So I'm going to finish this trip. But after that, it's like travel. Like we're going to Tulsa. Queen, do this for me. Done. Here's the blueprint. Beautiful. What else happened? Africa, that's gonna happen. Queen, hook it up. Cool. I work with West to West. Cool, beautiful. Do it.
Templates for masterpiece.
Templates for the masterpiece, for the artist profiles. Queen, can you do this for me? Oh my God, please help me. Yes, got you. So I feel like the more that I get comfortable asking for help, maybe that's another thing. Like in a relationship, whether it's in the marriage or in the business, either one of y'all should be comfortable asking for help. Like, queen, I'm not good at this. I can't do this. Can you do your marriage better half duties and help me out to do these things that I'm not good at? So I think that's something that the business has helped me learn how to do, because I'm not a person to ask for help for nothing really. So I feel like I asked very few people for help, and I've been better at now reaching out to the queen. Like, queen, I need this. Can you do it? And most of the time it's like it gets done. I'm like, oh, why the heck didn't I ask for that a month ago?
Why was I stressing about that? The Smiths say, appreciating the gems. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Thank you, Smiths. Is that Smiths that we know, or is it a different Smiths? I can't see names.
I think it's a different Smiths.
Well, shout out to the Smiths. We got a lot of love for Smith folks around here. Shout out to Javon and Chelsea too. All right. Want to go to the third reason?
Yes.
The third reason, I'll let you do it, because I think
it's
something I struggle with.
It's usually me trying to drop the hammer. Set boundaries and have a schedule. Okay, that one is also very important if you have a workaholic in your partnership, which usually there's one. Hopefully it's not both of y'all, because you're gonna find it very difficult to have a personal life.
Right.
But yeah, so he's a workaholic. He can literally work all day, and I'm the person who needs some downtime. And so usually we still do everything together though. So in terms of like, I'm not eating dinner by myself. We always eat dinner together. We've always made it a point to do that. So like tonight, if he still wanted to work, that means I'm also waiting. Usually I'm usually not gonna, I'm usually not just gonna like, all right, he's getting in the office and let me just out there watching TV. I did that on my birthday shamelessly, and it was wonderful. But normally it's like, all right, he's working, let me go get some work done. But I have been kind of the one to say, especially on the weekends, we do this plus our full-time job. So the weekends, I like to push for like, let's have some time together. Let's have some time where we're not talking about business, because that is one of the difficult things about starting a business with your partner is it's so easy to talk about business all the time because it's on your mind all the time. But you have to be careful that your relationship does not only become the business.
Right.
Because although we fully believe that there's everything that we want to, everything that we are manifesting is going to happen, right? However, in the off chance that something goes wrong and this business falls off, we still need to be okay. At the end of the day, we're still married, right? We still need to be able to talk to each other about things not related to the business. So I think that that's important, for us to be able to play dominoes. We about to play dominoes and, have fun.
You're about to lose in dominoes. You're acting like
so it's important. It's important to make sure that, so I'm usually the one saying, all right, what do you got to do today? Okay, so 5 o'clock, is that one? And best believe at 5 o'clock, I'm like, all right, we done? Let's go. It's 5 o'clock. Let's order dinner. Let's get it going. Because otherwise, we have had those weekends where it is 9 o'clock and we are just now eating dinner on a Saturday. And so, yeah, it is important to set those boundaries and to say, like, okay, this is when we're talking about work. This is when we're not.
Now to my workaholics out there, let me talk to you. Come here. Let me talk to you. Come here. Talk. Open your ears. Open your eyes. So I feel like it is, and maybe this is the workaholic talking. So I'm a little bit biased, but I feel like there is a lot of value in having the workaholic, having the person that's going to push the agenda and push the mission. Yes, however, like the queen said, you need to make sure, because as a workaholic, I know my boundary is, or my work tolerance is very high, but my partner's work tolerance may not be as high, and I don't want to, I was gonna put you out there, right? And you don't want to be that workaholic that pushes because you're trying to make the dream come true, trying to make the mission come true, and then you end up, like the queen said, breaking the marriage. So this is where the communication comes back in. I think we've grown into doing a great job at communicating and coming to that compromise. So a few examples. One, vacation, right? So we went to, what's funny?
No, go ahead.
What's funny, queen? All right. Yeah, I work on vacation. And what? Is that the problem? I work on vacation. I got stuff to do, right?
My problem is that you need to work on vacation. It's not that like, oh, work on vacation. It's like he literally will start like getting anxious and thinking about stuff if he's not working on vacation.
Very true.
That's another thing that I think you need to work on. But continue.
Yeah. All right. Well, we need to one of our therapists, the Smiths, give us some feedback. This can be a nice back and forth dialogue here. But we went to Oceanside, and I had a little bit of work that I still needed to do. We had the podcast that we still needed to do, and I was like, all right, queen, how can I do this work? In my opinion, right, workaholic, it has to get done, but I know we're on vacation. You want to enjoy the week. What can we do to set up a schedule to work it out? And the queen was like, you know what?
Oh, it is Smiths plus Cam. What's going on, Cam?
What's going on, family? But she was like, you know what? If you work in the morning, you're good. We can handle that. And I was like, cool. So I'm gonna wake up every morning, and from like 7:30 to 11, this was my office hours. This was my work time. Then after that, was vacation. So the fact that we were both still able to get a kind of what we wanted, she was able to relax on vacation. I was able to do a little bit of work, get my exercise done. Everyone's happy because we communicated.
Yep.
Another one, I think we talked about this 2 nights ago.
Yep.
Last night. You want to do it? You want me to do it?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
So we had talked about, so like you said, my work tolerance, it's not as high. And there's other factors that go into it. I do go into work every day, and that's just, I mentioned I'm introverted, so it expends a lot of energy out to me to just be at work all day interacting with people. So when I get home, I know I still got to do things, but I don't have quite as much energy to put into those things. But long story short, we still have all of our ventures are joint ventures. So in some way, shape, or form, we're helping each other out. Now, Play Black Wall Street has been mostly Devon. I have helped out on certain things, like you mentioned, usually like, hey, I need help with this. Hey, I need help with this, invoices and those types of detail-oriented things. Travel, I will handle those. But a lot of the bulk of it is Devon. But with this new Masterpiece edition coming out, there are certain things he's like, hey, how can we do this? How can we do this? How can we do this? And I had to just be very honest with him and just say, I'm sorry, but I don't have the bandwidth right now to think about how we can grow that specific thing. I know that's, that's your baby. right? And that's your baby. You live, breathe, and sleep that, and I absolutely understand. But I just told him, at this point and where I'm at, I can't take on any additional tasks. That was very hard for me to do. And I think I had even tried to do it a couple previous times, beating around the bush, and it was not effective because I was still getting tasks.
I was
still getting tasks added to my list. But I just finally had to say, like, I cannot take on anything else right now. And that communication, and I was so scared to say that because I'm just like, I'm gonna fail him as a business partner. Like, I'm gonna fail this marriage. Like, I'm a bad wife, and like those are all the things you start to think about. And that's when I say again, it's hard to draw that line of like, this is you as a business partner. This says nothing about you as a wife. You have to separate those.
Right.
But yeah, I felt guilty like having to say that because knowing like this is he does so much for you. Like, this is a joint venture. We getting real on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt very guilty saying like, I'm sorry, but I can't do as much as you need right now. And yeah, I think that at least since we did that is going to help moving forward, because at least now he knows whatever we do for Black Wall Street, for the masterpiece, is whatever I'm able to handle, and the couple things that I already have agreed to do. But I think that it just has helped us, and I think lowered some of the friction that we were having with like deadlines that were missed because I had too much on my plate and felt overwhelmed and all that stuff. So that just happened a couple nights ago.
Yep, that was a good talk. That wasn't even what I was talking about, but that was a great.
What were you talking about?
That was a great conversation. What I was talking about was the fact that when you fall asleep during the nighttime, which you do all the time, before I was trying to balance it because I can work 7 days a week, but I still want to have that quality time with the queen when we sit down, have dinner, watch something. But I was like, there's nights where you knock out, you fall asleep, and I'm like, should I just stay here? And is this still count as quality time? Do I just rub your head and just watch stuff that I wouldn't want to watch just so I can do the quality time? Or is it okay if when you sleep, can I get up and go to work? Like, is that okay? And she was like, yeah, if I'm sleep, go
sleep.
Right, go sleep.
I don't know. I'm half the time I wake up, I'm like, oh, hey.
Drool coming down, right? That love juice. But long story short, in both stories, like, communication is key. Like, in my head, I was like, oh, to be a good husband, I need to sit here while she sleep and watch this TV to spend the quality time. But she was sleeping, had no worry about me being there in that physical space, so I could have been doing a little bit of work. In her case, she was assuming that, oh, if I don't do this work, I'm a bad wife, I'm a bad partner. But in my head, I'm just like, I just need to know, can you do it or can you not do it? Because either way, it's going to get done. But if I give you something and it doesn't get done, that's more stress than if I can do it or if I can outsource it to someone else. So either way, that communication, fire, because you want to put the relationship first. What was
that? Flames.
That's the
flames. That was flames, yeah.
Oh, okay.
At an angle.
So feel free, Smith. I know y'all just started your own stuff as well. Feel free to go ahead and put your link in the chat. Queen, what is it? It's 11
Ken's birthday.
11 organic skin
food. We got y'all 11 organic skin food. I'm about to go on. I thought we ordered more butter.
We didn't. We were waiting for, there was like a new flavor dropping or something like that. But it's the number 11 and then the word 11, skin food, organicskinfood.com. Go ahead and get that stuff.
Body butter's fire.
Boom. But if you put your stuff in the chat, we might be able to go ahead and actually spray it on later on. All right, Queen.
Yes.
That was a good session. I appreciate you sharing your opinions and sharing your perspective. I know that was difficult for an introvert.
I'm sweating a little bit.
You are. It's okay. It was beautiful. Now we're going to go into the last part of the segment. One of another important parts. I feel like each piece is very important.
It is all important.
But this is, how can you and your company, your love, your couple, your kingdom create a value-based company, a value-based brand? And the reason why that's important, and let me rewind and see if the Queen wants to mention why it's important and how maybe we started TH4. And I think that may give you a little bit of insight, or I can go first. You let me know.
You can go over the value part. I'll go over why we started TH4.
Sounds good.
Communication.
So, boom. The reason why you want to create a value-based business is because you want to set up, at least how we wanted to do it, we wanted to set up what we love, right? We love to eat. We love to travel. I love to talk. She loves to cook.
You saw I didn't cook.
Right? So it's like, what are the things that we love to do, the things that we value with our time, and how can we form a business around that so that our love can go with the business, love and business. So if you're just tuning in, that's what we're talking about. Feel free to comment in the chat below, live or on the replay. But that's the reason why you want to create a value-based business, so that you can work and the work doesn't feel like work. Like we did a retreat with the Smiths. We did a Big Bear retreat. I for sure swiped out on the Truvel Forever stuff too. We did a Big Bear retreat with the Smith. That was heck of fun. Again, the Lake Tahoe under construction with the team. Going to Africa in December. Like, the fact that we're able to do business stuff, we vlog it. We'll talk about it on our podcast. So all of it is still relevant to living holistically healthy and promoting holistic health within the community. So yeah, create your value-based business. Yep. Queen, talk to the people.
So like you said, like, I think it's important when you think about work, right? It's for a lot of time, right, when we think about like the weekend, why does everybody look forward to the weekend? Because you don't have to work, right? And then you dread Mondays because you have to go to work. At the end of the day, we want to create lives where it don't matter what day of the week it is, we're doing something we love regardless. Regardless. So really, our goal is basically to just be able to live our lives and make money off of it. Because that sounds great, right? I mean, that's what these Kardashians and everybody be doing. They just got a camera and they just living their lives. Let's do it too.
Listen, I'm not trying to become a Kardashian. Let me rewind that before y'all. They try to be false. No, let me take that back. But what I do love, what the Queen said, like being able to literally make money doing stuff that we just love to do. But also, we said earlier, we want to make sure everything that we do is geared towards holistic health in some fashion. Yeah. So we have our social health. That's the retreats. That's the traveling. That's seeing new places, meeting new people. All of that is gearing towards social health. We got the physical health. The Queen did her intermittent fasting plan. She got her 7 smoothies to live her best life. We got
available
now. Truvel Forever, number 4, truvelforever.com. Go check it out. We're working on diabetes resources right now to help folks that have diabetes or trying to avoid diabetes. We got the Black Wall Street, the board games help with economic health and building generational wealth and cash flow within Black communities. Like, we're trying to make sure that, yes, we're living a good life, but we're also able to help other people live that same good life. And if we can get a little sprinkle of cheddar,
you know what I'm saying? Why not?
Why not? You know what I'm saying? It's a little something. Why not? So yes, Truvel Forever.
More than just a sprinkle.
More than a sprinkle. You want a block?
Yeah. I want a bucket.
A bucket of cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. You got that.
I got it.
Now we want to go through a few examples. All right. So we have our examples of a few value-based business that you can create out there. Different levels, and definitely there's the sole proprietor, there's the LLC, there's a corporation. We're not going into the legal business entities as of yet, but this is just going to get you started in what type of business can you start. So if you do have either one or both of you are, not camera shy, you're good at talking on camera or recording videos, right? You can start your own podcast. This is a podcast right here. We kind of like to talk, some more than others.
Like, it doesn't have to be like both of y'all are super outgoing and super like, although I am outgoing, but again, I'm an introvert. So it doesn't have to be like 2 people that just are naturally out social butterflies. As long as you got that one person that can kind of carry it, we could just, you'll make it work.
Facts. And we have she's a dancer. So we also have some of our earlier YouTube videos are her just dancing. She doesn't have to interact with the camera at all. She's just being her great chasse self, and then I was there with the camera, and then it goes on YouTube.
Chasse,
that's a word. Chasse. Yeah. That's what I said. Chasse.
Okay.
What else? Traveling. The fact that we were able to go to Jamaica, go to Hawaii, go to Lake Tahoe, capture all of that, put it on YouTube. Boom, business expense. So if you're slightly good with the camera, as I know one of the Smiths, I know you're good with the camera. We've been talking to you about starting a YouTube channel for years. So hopefully you go ahead and take that hint. But that is an option. Number 2, Queen, I'll let you do this because I know it's going to get added to the repertoire and you're going to be leading it.
Yep. Coaching and consulting. So if you know a lot about any particular thing or industry or anything like that, you can coach on that. You can consult on that. Whether it's like an official thing. So I am getting an official, health certification, health coaching certification program. I'm going through one to get my official
Yep. Number
certification.
one health coach in the world in the making right here.
Let's
Don't
go.
sleep.
Let's go.
Uh.
But even if it's not anything official, if you just know a lot about, I don't, what's a,
board
there you
games,
go.
Black history, photography, skincare, health, videography, editing, animation, fashion.
If you do your own taxes, and now I mean they're official like CPA. I'm not trying to like say go do those things, but you could create YouTube videos, or you can just have an unofficial like coaching business, right? So there are a lot of things, just whatever you're good at, you can create a coaching or consulting business on that, because at the end of the day, you're good at it. You've spent hours and effort getting good at it. You can save other people a lot of that time and effort to learn those things by coaching them through it. Coaching them through the mistakes you've already made. Can people will be willing to pay for that?
Right. Yeah. And again, the beautiful part about starting I think a company with your partner is the fact that if you are, the health nerd, you're the health coach and you're just great at all the knowledge, but maybe you need help with the video editing aspect of it, that's where your partner comes in. Maybe you need help with the social media aspect, the YouTube aspect, the creating the podcast, but you the rock with the info, that's where you split it up. Or with 1111 skincare, like if one person's really good at making the recipes, creating the packaging and the branding and beautifulness, and the other person's really good at photography and the videos, boom, now y'all come together and create that partnership and create that brand. Yep. So key, find each other's strengths, find each other's values, and then you dive into, okay, out of these strengths, out of these values, out of our knowledge base, what type of value-based company can we create? Okay, so maybe we'll go through two more. I know we have like 5 examples on there. We won't go through all 5 for the sake of example or for the sake of time. We'll go through maybe 2 more of those bad boys. Let's see if we can pull it up. Thank you very much. So photography and videography, pretty self-explanatory, but travel agency, I find that one kind of interesting. Queen, if we were to do a travel agency, which we're not, but we are kind of going to do like the retreats eventually, how would that work?
So there is an official like license or something you need to get to become a travel agent. But long story short, if you like to travel, you can go to places. Again, any type of like business, at the end of the day, you want to help people be able to do whatever that is. So traveling being one of them. A lot of people are scared to go to places that they haven't been before because they don't know what to do. They don't know where to stay. They don't know what the language is. So if you want, you can do that legwork for them. And it's actually fun, right? If you want to go to Thailand, test out this new hotel, see what, what amenities they have. How is the hotel? Is it a 4-star? Is it a 5-star? How's their gym? How's the food? You can do that and kind of create a whole little trip, a whole program for people. And so, yeah, you can do that all around the world. And then people come to you when they want to go someplace and say, hey, I want to take a family vacation in June. This is my budget. This is the things that I'm interested in. I really like food, or I really like outdoorsy, or I really like history or whatever. And then you can say, all right, based on that, here's what we can do for you. Here's where you should go. Here's a good hotel for you and your family. And they actually book everything for you. So all you got to do is tell them what you need and then pay. Right. So yeah, that's one of the, if traveling is your thing, that's a good way for you to, again, be able to travel the world and make money doing it.
Love it. While I say this, you can try to read that comment with your super eyes. But I love also the aspect of maybe not travel agency, but what we did for under construction. Let's travel with a group. And this is what ET does with Phenomenal Life. This is what West to West does with taking people to Africa and taking people to Ghana. But if a lot of people want to go to a location like Thailand, get a group of 5, 10 people and organize the trip, or have the person who's detail oriented organize the trip. And then if you're people oriented, you create the workshops, you create the affirmations, whatever it is, to actually engage during the trip. But I really like that aspect of TH4, and I hope that we build that out a little bit more, to where once a quarter or 3 times a year we're taking a group of people and going to a destination, whether it's in America or international, and building together. Like, yeah, I like that idea.
So the Smiths have been very thankful for all the gems we've dropped.
Appreciate y'all, fam.
And as a thank you, they have given us a custom code for
What?
all of y'all watching right now for
Live.
15% off. So, code is T, capital H, the number 4, and then lowercase ever. That is your code. You can get 15% off 1111organicskinfood.com.
Boom. So hopefully we can have that link go ahead and show across later on. That was live. This is all happening live. Appreciate y'all, Swizz. We're definitely gonna get another skincare. What we get last time? Vanilla.
Lavender vanilla.
Yes, that was smooth.
Fire.
Have my body looking right. Have my hands nice and smooth.
I've tried a couple different butters. That's been my favorite so far.
Well done. Yep. Well done. So shout out. We love this live business kind of brainstorming, but also partnership. This is what we're all about. If you have your own business, feel free to comment, leave your links in this, whether it's in the live or in the replay. Let us know. That way we can get connected and keep on supporting these other amazing couples out here doing some good stuff. Now, I think we covered it all. We can do a nice little overview.
Yeah.
Right. So top 3 reasons on our side why you want to start a business. Queen, which one is important to you?
I mean, they're all important, but I did start with the kids, the cheering. So the kids are you can have something to pass down to your kids. That's really one of the main reasons why we even started True Health Forever is we want to change the narrative for our kids, meaning we want to make sure that we are living healthily, that they get healthy habits from us, and they continue to pass those on so that our legacy can thrive. And then also just on the wealth part, we already mentioned, them giving them a little bit more freedom with what they want to do with their lives. So definitely having something to pass down to your kids is important to me.
Nice. The one that's probably the most important to me is the one that I struggle with the most, and that is setting a time and having a set schedule to make sure you are balancing the love and the business doesn't start to teeter up this way for sure. And zooming in the
learning about each other, right? So you get to learn about each other in that business sense, a little bit of a different light than you would have if you didn't start that the business or that venture, whatever it's going to be.
Perfect. Things that we have learned along the way is you want to make sure you are communicating. You want to make sure you're setting your time, setting your schedules up. You want to make sure you know each other's strengths and weaknesses. That way you can divide and conquer and build this amazing empire that will be your business. Yeah. And lastly, you want to build what type of company?
A value-based company. And really, I mean, whatever company will work for you, right? Whatever company is going to feed your soul. But the value-based companies allow you to, just really find something that you like to do, that you can make money off of while just living your life, right? That's what we talked about, is you want to find something that can give back, positively contribute to the world, and somehow feed your soul and get paid for it.
Boom.
That sounds wonderful.
It's the trifecta. Yeah. Right? It's the trifecta right there. All right. So that's what we have for you today. Love and I almost said love and basketball. Love and business, right? Just as cool as love and basketball. Definitely make sure y'all let us know how you feel about this. Let us know if you want more kind of specific love and business balance type stuff in the future. There's a whole rabbit hole we can probably go into on building a business with your significant other, with your king, with your queen, with your partner. Now we're going to end the episode. If you're new, we've kind of switched up the format a little bit. We used to do our check-ins at the beginning, but YouTube analytics said don't do that. Do it at the end. So now we'll do a little brief check-in, and y'all can let us know how you're doing. Let us know maybe something that you did powerful this week. And the queen knows I've been annoying her with that question all week. Like, what'd you do powerful today? What'd you do powerful today?
Honestly, sometimes I'm like, nothing.
There's always something, right? There's always something. So go ahead and leave it in the comments if you've done something powerful. It can be something little. It can be something big. But queen, how was your week? And let folks know maybe one thing you did that was powerful.
My week was pretty good. My week was okay. It was okay. I feel like So you've always brought up that like in general with business and just with life, you have like your ebbs and flows. You have your pendulum, your clock, and they got the pendulum swinging. It's always going to swing. You always got your mountains, your valleys. And I feel like right now I'm in a valley. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in a little bit of I won't say a slump, but I'm feeling a little bit anxious. I feel like for a lot of the things that we have in the works that aren't manifested yet, they're manifesting, but they're not manifested. And it's taking a little bit longer than I wanted for a lot of things. So yeah, I think this week I was feeling that a little bit more. And some things, when things don't go your way, or when you okay, so specifically let's just throw it out there, right? So potluck, we've talked about potluck. It's an app, a platform, community-based platform where foodies can get access to delicious home-cooked meals. Ding ding. So my role in potluck, I am CEO, but my role in terms of what I do is like the chef recruitment piece. Put a lot of time and energy into each chef, making sure that they are all of their needs are met. But that doesn't always align. Life happens. So had a couple chefs that we were hoping would join the platform, and then life happens and other things come up. So didn't quite pan out how we wanted, but I've been trying my best not to get discouraged by that, and I feel like it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people, when you start a business, or especially when you start a podcast and things like that, I feel like sometimes folks think that you just wake up and you're just like, woo, let's go every day. And like, that's just not reality. There are some days where it's like, shoot, this is tough. Like, and then on those days, I have to remind myself that success for a lot of industries, for a lot of businesses, comes because you stuck it out. Because you stuck it out when other people fell off. Right. And so that's what I'm just trying to keep in mind. Like, all right, just stick it out. This is exactly what business X quit right after this, and this moment in there, whatever their equivalent to this was, they quit. They said they threw their hands up and said, this isn't it. I'm like, we're not doing that. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of I think anxious place right now, but horizon's coming. I feel it. Trying to stay positive.
Yes, it is. So little bit of live coaching. You can, knock it down if you want. But what do you do to get out of these valleys? Because they do come all the time, whether it's every 2 years, every 2 months, every 2 days, a valley gonna come.
Yeah.
So how do you, in your personality, get out of it? Or even better, live coaching, what can I do to help you get out of that valley as either your business partner or as your life partner?
Those were two separate questions. Let's see.
Okay.
So what I do, I feel like one, I chill, because I know that's I mentioned, I don't know how many times I've mentioned this, introverted. So
are you introvert?
I get energy from being by myself. I get energy from like the downtime. So if I realize that I'm in a situation where I'm anxious, or I'm tired, or whatever it is, I usually try to take some extra downtime to just check in on myself. How am I feeling? I feel like I usually try to like hold in my emotions, like, man, I'm whatever. But I think what I have done more recently is like let it go. It's therapeutic, and I feel like I've tried to get myself out of the stigma that like showing your emotions is bad, and especially when I'm by myself, I just let it flow. It's so therapeutic. So it's just like, all right, yeah, I'm feeling all of these feelings, and sometimes it manifests itself as tears. It does. And so normally I'd be like, oh, why are you crying? You're not sad. There's so many other things going on in the world, blah, blah, blah. I've tried to get out of that, where it's like, yep, you're feeling these, you are feeling these things. They are real, they are alive, and actually feel them. Allow yourself to feel them so that they can pass. If you just try to hold it in, then things just stack and stack and stack and stack.
It's gonna come out eventually.
Until he does something. Until this, I'll tell you exactly what it would be with him. It would be me complaining about something, and then him trying to give me some live solution that I don't want in the moment, and me being like, I don't want to hear it. Stop giving me solutions.
Accurate. That also just happened in modern families.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's what tends to happen. So I try to like all the emotions, feel them so that they don't build up.
Love that.
Yeah.
And then is there something that I can do minus solutions that I'm working on?
I,
What? Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like asking, and you started to do that. Is this a time that you want solutions or not? Because there are times when it's like, okay, I'm in a slump. I really don't know how to get out of it. And you're really good at providing solutions or for me to do something to feel better about it. But I'm not always in the space where I want to hear that. Sometimes if it's fresh or if I'm really, really, really down in the dumps or whatever, like I'm not even in the right mindset to be to be receptive to what you're saying. So there will be some times where the answer is like, nope, you know what? I'll ask you in a couple days for those solutions when I'll actually do something about it. But right now, just let me sit in my emotions for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's definitely been a nice marriage lesson I've picked up. All right. Anything else you'd like to share about your week or how you conquered these valleys?
That's all I got. How was your week, King?
While I do that,
I got you.
Bless your eyes. You know I can't see nothing. My week was a powerful week, and I think uh I was in the slumps maybe last week because of the Masterpiece Edition and all of the logistics and the details that go into launching the board game, and I don't like that particular part of it. So I was a little bit of a slump. But now this week, the games are pretty much done. The samples should be on their way pretty soon, and I'm able to now focus on Black Future Month. Black Future Month is popping off in June. We're trying to do every week, have a nice little session. So we got first week will be Black Health. The Queen's gonna be leading that. Second week we got Black Education. So we're gonna have some other folks that work in schools and nonprofits and other things talk about the future of what education may look like. We got wealth happening, so we're trying to reach out to some folks to help teach like how can we build wealth in the Black community, and then we're gonna end it with some Black love. Smiths, actually, if y'all trying to hop on, let me know. I'll send y'all the link. But we're trying to just make sure every week we have people that can be talking and giving their own opinions and expertise about certain areas. Every Friday is going to be game night. So I reached out to my gamer community. Folks got down for that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get back into the people part and the planning part and the engaging part, and not just the details and the scheduling part. That's just not fun for me. What else came in? Got into another bookstore this week. So shout out to Utopian Gaming. They're a bookstore and a comic book and gaming store that just did another little bulk order. So that was a blessing. And then we got a seed planted with another distribution place that may also pick up the game. So we'll see what happens. But it was a powerful week. A lot of good things, a lot of seeds. I got to just get better at whatever the planting, the soil,
like we make this
say every time
all the time.
Y'all know we don't grow nothing.
We tried basil, it died.
It did. It was rough.
All right, so we got a lot of good stuff in this chat. So
okay,
B Sharp, I think, is answering the question of like what did he?
Hey, shout out B Sharp. He's a dope investor and actor, voiceover person, dope person for sure.
Shout out. So I think we're going back to the question of like, what do you do when you're in those times when you're like, so he said he turned off his phone and took some time for him. And he said that's hard to do because he doesn't want to miss anything, urgent calls and things like that. He said he even had his family banging on his door trying to see if everything was okay because he probably has his phone on all the time. So that's something that he does for himself. That's a good one because we're so glued to these. Literally, it's in my lap. Like we're so glued to these things. So that's a good thing you could do for yourself. So I might need to do that. And then also Maggie said that her husband loved the info and that they set up their business email and business phone today.
Hey, congrats. Let us know what the business is. You know we like shouting folks out, but congrats on making that step. And appreciate all of the engagement. Hopefully now that we're doing this new live platform, we should be live mostly on Saturdays. We'll be able to have people come on up, ask your questions live, and get a little bit more engagement with folks. So we appreciate y'all. Make sure you subscribe on True Health Forever YouTube, and we'll make sure to keep tapped in with you. All right.
Yes.
All right. So we appreciate it. Jair, well done in the background, doing your thing with the production. Hopefully y'all had a good time with us and were able to pick up some good nuggets. But thank you for tuning in to another amazing and impactful episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of holistic health.
I'm normally sitting on that side.
Yeah, don't judge us. I'm your host, Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd.
We hope y'all stay healthy. We hope y'all stay mentally wealthy. And of course, we hope y'all stay true.